What is going on, guys? Paul Ryan back at it again. Hope everybody's having a good night. It was reported yesterday that the Cowboys are reportedly trying to trade star cornerback Trevon Diggs, or if they can't get a trade done, cut him. I gotta say, man, that is some news I did not expect to happen. Hearing the reports about maybe the reasons why, it's that this past coaching staff, kind of tired of Trevon Diggs' attitude, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't know if it's attitude or personality. From what I understand, from things that I've just heard, it's like he's maybe kind of got a diva-ish attitude, and he's wore thin. He at least wore the past coaching staff pretty thin, and it sounds like this new coaching staff would rather just move on from him, even though they haven't really had a chance to work with him, which I kind of find surprising. That being said, man, at only 26 years old and not that far into his contract that he signed, not last season but the year before, I'm surprised to hear this news. I don't know what the trade market would be for a Trayvon Diggs. I did after hearing, or not after hearing about it, but I saw also that Cooper Kupp, somebody who had been reportedly been on the trade block for a little while now. I thought maybe just a hypothetical trade. What about the Cowboys trading Trayvon Diggs to the Rams for Cooper Kupp and Blake Corum? And reason being is, I believe Cooper Kupp is still owed a pretty substantial amount of money, and Blake Corum is just a young running back who the Rams drafted last year, who would fill a need for the Cowboys, and Trayvon Diggs would certainly fill a need for the Rams defense. And maybe I didn't look at the contract of Cooper Kupp, but I feel like the money owed to Cooper Kupp and the money owed to Trayvon Diggs is probably pretty close. So I thought that was a deal that made sense. Again, just a hypothetical trade. And also, that would fill two voids for the Cowboys. You think about adding a wide receiver too, and a Cooper Kupp, and then of course the running back and Blake Corum, and then you're trading away Trayvon Diggs. I would like that move. Now, is that something that would happen? Probably not. I don't know what, as I was saying, I don't know what Trayvon Diggs' trade value would be coming off that major injury that he had last year, and I'm just kind of surprised to hear this report. I don't know. You cut Trayvon Diggs. It's unfortunate to lose a player that way, but you still owe him a fair amount of money by doing that. It would just be unfortunate to see him get cut and not be able to get anything for him. But if the Cowboys are willing to do that, that kind of, I feel like that says a lot about how they feel about him, and maybe how the last couple of seasons has gone as far as maybe who he is in the locker room. I know a report came out earlier this offseason that there was rumblings in the Cowboys, not front office, but from front office guys and also locker room, like maybe coaching staff, trainers, things like that, that they weren't really that thrilled with how Trayvon Diggs was approaching his rehab from his injury. I guess maybe there was some truth to that. Truth to that after all. I remember hearing Brian Broaddus saying that, and I was talking to Mike, aka CD Piglet, the greatest co-host in the world. We talked about that a little bit a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, and Mike is usually one who's going to take the player side. I would say I typically am as well, but if Brian Broaddus says it, I usually feel like there's some truth to it, and that's where I heard the report. And hey, and here we are now. So yeah, just again, some pretty shocking news, at least for me, hearing what the Cowboys' plans are for Trayvon Diggs. I hate to see him go. It was an exciting thought to see what Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland would do could do for this defense. I guess we'll never be able to see that, but yeah, man. I don't have anything bad to say about Trayvon Diggs. I thought he earned the contract that he got. He had that one magical season with the 13 interceptions. I believe it was 13 or 11 to 13 interceptions. Just it's unfortunate of what could have been. I know injuries have taken their toll on him. Hopefully, he can make have a bounce back season, and return to form, and get back to the player that he was while he was here. But yeah, just this also is kind of just cementing, I guess, what the Cowboys are wanting this culture to be. This culture and the locker room, and it's physical, tough-minded guys. Maybe me not knowing anything, but just not selfish personalities, guys who are work hard and love football and things like that, and While I'm not saying Trevon Diggs isn't any of those, but based on reports, that's kind of maybe the gist that I'm getting, is that maybe he doesn't fit that criteria of what the type of personalities that they want in the locker room. But again, just it's unfortunate to see him go if it doesn't end up working out for the Cowboys. Loved what he did for the Cowboys. We'll always have that magical season, and it's unfortunate that we won't get to see what he and Deron Bland could do with a full season together. But I wish him well, whatever ends up happening with him. And hey, if we do end up making a trade, what do you think we could get? I know it sounds like we have until March 17th to try to get a deal done. Would you like to trade him for a draft pick, or would you want to maybe get a proven player for Trayvon Diggs? Let me know in the comments. Again, I mentioned the Cooper Cup trade and the Blake Cooper Cup and Blake Corum for Trayvon Diggs. Is that a realistic trade for you? Would you like that trade? Leave it in the comments, guys. As always, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Paul Ryan, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.